Let's talk USC at Notre Dame, Aaron Murray. Two teams that have been, I'd say two teams that actually have pretty ample reason to be tired.
Yeah.
Notre Dame more so, certainly. We talked about the AT yesterday, but traveling all the way to Ireland to start. Then you go to Raleigh. There's the weather delays, which take forever. That turns a day game into a night game. That lasts for. You have the multiple ranked games in a row down to the wire. Ohio State on the road at Duke, then on the road at Louisville. Now USC at home. But then at the same time, USC's coming off of a 2 a.m., 2 a.m. our time at least, triple overtime battle of their own against a team. And so it's my instinct was to put my faith in Caleb Williams here, but the more I actually looked and thought and ruminated on this game, everything just kept coming up Notre Dame for me.
Yeah, and I was rewatching the Arizona game from USC, and that defense just got their butt smacked over. I mean, you remember when we talked about before the Colorado game? We went back and watched all the USC defense, and I texted you. I said, "Listen, I don't think they're that bad in the secondary. Yeah, they can't tackle well, but they're athletic. Like I feel like they can match up with the receivers." But then I texted you. I said, "They can't stop the run for shit. Like this defensive line is just getting bullied. They can get after the quarterback. They can get TFLs." But they can't stop the run. But that's not a big deal because Colorado can't run. Well, guess what? Colorado had their best day running the football versus USC. So if you can't stop Colorado from running the football, a team that doesn't have an offensive line, that doesn't even try and run the football, try going to Notre Dame against a team with a massive running back that wants to pound it and pound it and pound it and pound it. So that to me is all you need to know. Yes, just
And Aaron, pound it when it's wet and sloppy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been raining apparently. I heard it's not supposed to be raining after kickoff time, but it's been raining like a couple inches, I think, up till kickoff. It's supposed to be in like the high 40s, low 50s. No, I'm saying like, bro, LA people don't handle bad weather at all to begin with.
I just didn't know that I would have the dirty mind in this conversation. That'd be coming from me and not you, but whatever.
Oh, no. Look, I knew what I was doing with wet and sloppy. I was just being a little subtle and just moving on from it. But the point is it a good sex joke? Maybe. Maybe it's kind of funny to you. But it is a good football point, okay? I do think that this is kind of USC's nightmare going to the Midwest, South Bend, Indiana for low 50s, high 40s, and wet as hell. Like, and I'm someone who I feel like in my own, and I hate to be like, when I played in my day, but like, I remember going to like Fayetteville for some of those Arkansas games, and it wasn't even bad weather. But I'm such a little warm boy from being in South Louisiana so long. It gets into the 40s, and I'm like, I don't know how to play. Like, I feel bad, and things almost always went awry. So, yeah, Notre Dame's strengths line up directly with USC's weaknesses. The weather's in their favor. They're at home, and they're hungry for a bounce-back win. This is a golden ticket opportunity for the Golden Domers. If they win this game, well, all of a sudden, nobody gives a fuck about Louisville anymore. You're good to go, and the fan base is happy again. The only thing is the Caleb Williams factor.
Yeah.
He's the best quarterback in the country. He's been playing incredible.
You have to keep him in the pocket. You cannot let Caleb Williams, who is the best quarterback that I've seen in the college ranks, of creating outside the pocket. When things break down, it's almost like he wants things to break down. And he was a little bit reckless during his time in Oklahoma. He got better last year. He's not as extreme this season, but like that's when the biggest plays happen. Like you cannot let him get outside the pockets. Like I don't really care Notre Dame like what the sack numbers look like. I want him to win the football game from within side, because you talk about the weather. This receiving core last week you watched for USC 2 really was not getting off man coverage well. And Zachariah Branch is supposed to be back in this game. He practiced this week. We'll see what he looks like coming off the injury. But if you keep him from creating those explosive plays when things break down, I think Notre Dame's defense is pretty darn good, man. Like go back and watch, them versus Ohio State. I know the quarterback difference is massive, but they matched up pretty well against those receivers for Ohio State.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's the thing. The Notre Dame defense, I think is like very legitimate, right? And so it's a deal where, you're not going to completely stop Caleb Williams, but can you contain him? Frosty Mug says the rain won't impact throwing that much. The gusts are the issue. I did always hear that from my old man, Aaron. He always said that, like, wet ball, whatever, I don't really care. That the wind is when it really started giving problems.
Depends.
Oh.
Depends on hand size. I'm a 9-inch boy like T-Bob.
My dad doesn't have massive hands.
Yeah, but I struggled more with wet than windy, because if you can throw a spiral, which your boy over here, I had a nice tight spiral on my football, you could cut the wind. It's still a factor 100%. I had more, me personally, it's all personal. Me personally, I had more trouble in the rain than I did wind. Wind, I could care less.
And so John says low 50s, high 40s, wet as hell. Goat Dog says that's wet MILF weather. Yeah, it's going to be wet MILF weather in South Bend this weekend. That's very funny to me. All right. So wait, but does this quote, does this quote from Lincoln Riley change your opinion, Aaron? Quote, talking about his defense. This is a much improved unit. There is no question about it. This is a unit that, when you talk about the top end potential, has a chance to really grow and get better fast. There's a lot of good things happening on this defense, man.
If you look at the numbers, they have improved from last year to this year. Like, you cannot say it's as bad of a defense as it was a year ago. We talk about all the time. It's all about matchups. Like, where's your weakness and compared to the other team's strengths? Notre Dame's a physical football team that wants to run it down your throat, and you're not that type of defense. You're not a defense that wants to get physical. You're not a defense that wants to tackle, and you've been run on almost every single game this season. It just not fit your style at all.
Yeah, so Notre Dame was 30th in stop rate a couple of weeks ago. There's some teams 70% of the time. That has taken a huge ding. They're down to 59 and 65%. So it's been a bad couple of weeks for the Trojans. I just hope that I have somebody in my life, in my corner, like Lincoln Riley is there for his boy Alex Grinch. Like, that's that man's fucking homie. You ain't getting in between them, bruh. No outs, no new friends. No new friends in LA.
Does he make the trip back? Notre Dame puts up 40 points and runs
Lincoln,
for 175 and 2 touchdowns. Does his ass get left on the tarmac?
No, bro. Lincoln Riley loves him. You don't do that to the homies. Hell no.
I think he got to.
Okay, so team staff 6 Notre Dame's going to win the game.